Hello everybody, this is Sarah Perry, Psychic Medium, and this is the weekly insight, predictions and guidance for the week of the 17th of Jan. If you like this vlog and you are new to this channel, then please feel free to like, share and subscribe. And if you'd like a private reading, then get on down to the website www.sarahperrypsychic.com. Now you can get a regular reading monthly at a very, very low rate, so I would jump in there as quickly as you can because I've only a few spaces left to do this a month now. So it's something you've been thinking about, then do take advantage. Now, what have we got this week? Well, we've had a full moon yesterday. Bum, bum, bum. Plus, we have just gone into Mercury retrograde. We are still in Venus retrograde. And so everything has gone very inward. I expect you're feeling maybe more emotional than usual because that's what happens at a full moon. But I do see that this full moon is shining a light on a new pathway that is coming in February, around the 1st to the 3rd. This year. There's something linked to 2010 as well. So go back, and 2016, I'm being told. There's some kind of pattern emerging and something may have cropped up around that time. Something you started, maybe an idea you had, which will start reforming and coming back into your life. Now, again, some of these messages are not going to resonate with everybody and they may not be relevant to you, and that's okay. Maybe listen to next week's or just take things on board. Sometimes we're unable to see the bigger picture, and this is one of the biggest messages I want to put out there this week, is that even sometimes when we are very careful, planned, structured, we're looking at every single detail, sometimes the picture is still different and we're unable to have any control. So do your best during this time of Mercury to go inwards, to check things, check details, matters, documents, that kind of thing, but really be aware of when you're pushing forwards of something, because there's often this feeling of desperation to get something done, get something out there, feeling time's running out. It's an odd feeling, and it's because things have slowed down. And, no matter what I do, in fact, last Mercury, I did change things up a bit. I kind of almost didn't look at it at all and didn't focus on it. And actually it was a lot easier. It's that thing, isn't it? The more you focus on something, the more you're letting it overwhelm you, absorb you and your emotions, the bigger it comes. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, be aware of you. Be aware of how you feel about things. Be aware of your insecurities, of things you're targeting, you're focusing on. Okay, because the full moon brings up all this emotional stuff and sometimes makes us a little bit erratic and angry and stressed out. But it's generally because we're all doing the same thing. And so we're all kind of conflicting. So when Mercury is retrograde, people are not really listening or communicating. So that creates frustration. The full moon brings up all this stuff inside, this inner stuff anyway. So that kind of enhances that. You've got Venus retrograde where we're kind of like, look at me, I want to be seen. I'm not beautiful anymore. I've got to change something. I need to change my style, my life, everything so people can see me. And, it all gets a little bit crazy. And what we have to do really at this time is know that this is a time of kind of being hidden in the shadows. If you want to stay out of the limelight, if you want some time to yourself to just kind of regenerate, this would be the best time to do it. And I'm not talking like go and book loads of holidays and go away somewhere, but just kind of take time for yourself and enjoy the time, because things are going to speed up rapidly around the 25th. I feel this is a kind of shock factor. I don't know if any of you've noticed just recently over the last few days, things kind of, almost like disappearing, like things that were kind of moving on, just stopping. I made a decision yesterday almost to just kind of back off myself for at least till the end of February. I just thought, you know what? Stop trying to push this. Stop trying to, get this happening. Just really take one day at a time and take the pressure off yourself. Unless something is absolutely necessary, just do it as you do, I've immediately, the moment that the retrograde happened this month, I noticed it. And things just became, One thing I noticed was not the communication with other people. It was more, well, I did notice that as well because I had a scenario yesterday, but it's the communication with myself. It's almost like it's getting to understand, what's going on in my head more. And that is actually the place we want to be, but in a kind of constructive way and a real kind of open perspective. Now, some things are out of our hands. This is something I realised yesterday when I was wanting to book a flight with family, and I wasn't going to do it. And you're probably thinking, why would you want to book a flight at this point? Because I'm always saying don't do it. But I was going to do it 4 days earlier. However, it didn't suit the situation. It was something we'd already planned before the retrograde, so I thought, okay, we're okay. And I thought, just go for it, see what happens. Now, because it was being booked the other end of the phone and not my end, I was kind of less responsible for what went wrong, okay? Although something still happened where it didn't work and caused delays. Now, my reasoning for doing this at this point was because of the flights being less, and I figured, well, okay, they're going to keep changing, so, this, if we want to do this, maybe we should just get on it. And then afterwards, I thought, where's the trust then? If you want to manifest the less flight, just trust then. Wait till the time's better. And it was a kind of message yesterday in the end that came up, because there was this little voice in my head going, look, if this is meant to be, it's going to flow. And I did everything I could to be prepared. I told them the time, what to do. Call me at a time when you arrive. When you arrive, I'll be ready with my computer. And I sent them a website to go on. So really, it should have been very simple. But they didn't follow the information. They called me, but they didn't go on the same website. So it wasn't till the end of this scenario that I realised I hadn't even followed the instructions, because they hadn't read the details. So I'd done it, but they hadn't. So if other people aren't on board, then it becomes a bit of a crazy. And what happened in the end is that flight was stopped because it just turned out that my mum had, she was paying, her card was running out a few days later, and so they wouldn't take the payment. So it was stopped anyway. But it was a real kind of waste of time, and I thought to myself, why didn't you listen? Why didn't you just wait? And I just said to her, I'll call you tomorrow, we'll sort it then. And she said, oh yeah, well, my card will be back by the 22nd. And I thought, do you know what? Maybe we just need to wait till February, because she wasn't going to fly to April anyway. So, it's the likelihood of, the flight's going up that much. And I thought, well, if they do, they do. And I thought, I'm going to leave this in the universe hands and trust, because I'm always telling everyone to trust. And I think that was a massive sign to wait, and that anything could happen in that time. And as you know, during this time, things do. You kind of think, oh, they're not going to though. That was a really good deal. And then something does happen, and it's something you never think. So I would, sometimes there's even a bigger plan. So do what you can, do what's in front of you, do what's being presented with you. Sit back now over the next few weeks and just really be led by, not by other people, by the signs that you're being given. Listen to your intuition. Follow that little voice that's going on. Recognise whether it's fear, deal with that, acknowledge it, and then move on. Now, there is a time, this is a perfect time to recreate yourself from the inside out. So this, because of Venus being retrograde, this isn't a time to be kind of maybe throwing everything out there as such, but it's a time that you can be doing your preparation. So I would really guide you to do that. Take on a few projects at a time that have to be done and work through them consistently, and just allow yourself, let go of wanting to be better than you are, or or pushing hard, worrying about the competition, because when you're not getting feedback, you may feel that this is a time that you're not good enough, and you'll push harder and harder on. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. I was another scenario yesterday that happened, and it's probably because it was full moon as well. Is I've suddenly realised, why are you doing more? You do this all the time. Something is simple, you're making it complicated. So ask yourself that. Are you making something complicated because you feel it's too easy? Are you creating more of a struggle because you're not getting any reactions? You're putting more effort. This doesn't have to be a difficult time. Now, things are going to fall into place in one area of our lives this week. This could be to do with relationship, it could be career, but I do see a balance coming into play. So where the retrogrades, well, where Mercury's kind of gone retrograde, I feel it's going to smooth out a bit because I feel the energy's better. Around the 25th again, I feel like something is going to kind of speed up and start taking effect. People are, although the communication may still be off and you may kind of still be waiting for calls, the important thing is don't wait. Just kind of go, okay, well, I put out what I was doing. If no one's listening, that's fine. You know, that's up to them now. Because people will return. I think we're all in the same boat. That's the thing to realise. You know, we're all in this together. You know, if the planet is affecting one person, it's going to be affecting another. So look at things logically. It is a time, I feel, to rest from work, you know, not to work so hard, although you may not be able to take time off. It's like stop putting yourself through the paces so much. Work on your inner well-being, your health. And I feel the more you do that, if things are stopping and blocking you, it's because you're not giving yourself enough, okay? Take that as a sign in itself and allow yourself to rejuvenate. I feel this is a time to rise up like a phoenix and to shut the world out sometimes and just say, no, actually, I'm going to make this about me then. I've given you a chance. Because that's the thing, when you're when things kind of stop and that communication flow stops, you feel like you've done something wrong. Well, if that's your fears, you know, if that's your reality of insecurity, of wanting to be liked, not feeling good enough, that is what will resurface, okay? For some of you, that won't be the case, but for many it is. You know, many of us want the recognition, and maybe you're not aware of that. But when you do feel kind of, or a brunt, you know, a little bit, well, that person doesn't call me, you know, that's the time to recognise that side of you. Why? Does it matter? What difference does it make? Why would it be the worst case scenario? I do see stronger foundations where work is being concerned. So again, I feel this is a preparation time to get things ready. And I do see some people letting go of agreements they've made with themselves or decisions they've made saying, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. There is a new beginning coming in and it is very fateful. Okay, so be ready. And that is linked to relationships and your connections. There's definitely expansion here. Watch your own restrictions, which is what we've kind of been looking at, you know, putting more pressure on yourself or feeling like you're the underdog, or, you know, that can be a restriction in itself, just being tough on yourself. There is luck and there are endings. Just watch feeling you've got to grab hold of control when there's dips. It's about knowing you have the control already because you are in the controlling hands of the universe, if that makes sense. I think someone is going to surprise some of you. You know, there's going to be a surprise message coming from maybe love message, which is going to kind of cause you to go, wow, where did that come from? You know, so for some of you who've been thinking you're unloved, may be surprised about how somebody really does feel. So be ready for the unexpected. I'm seeing phone calls coming and it kind of altering your whole mindset of things. There is more information coming this week, transformations and rewards coming where the work has been put in. And that's something that I've really noticed of late. You know, all the work that I've put in over the last 15 years is now starting to pay off. And I've heard it through other people as well. Things returning, you know, coming back into play where you've thought, oh, I didn't think that was ever going to happen. It's starting to kind of re-arise and start to grow real roots. You know, it's like it just took a little while. It needed to be watered and the weather needed to be right. You know, all the circumstances. I always say when something is right, everything is in place. The people are in place that you need to connect with. You know, the foundations are strong, the work's already set up, and then things can just kind of start. And then something new emerges as well. So there's new blossoms and new ideas that come from that. And that's when things are in the right place. Emotionally, you may really be in your head this week. So step back from yourself a little bit if you can and just watch that side, watch what you're eating, how much sleep you're getting, you know, and just kind of just do what you feel daily. You know, that's the best way to be at the moment for the next few weeks. And again, be on your guard about what other people are doing. And I mean, don't allow them to influence you to the point it prevents you from moving forward. Just be aware that whatever they're doing, you know, they may be feeling the same as you. that it's nothing, it's just what it is. It is what it is. It's the planetary energy and everyone's feeling it, okay? Be heartful, heartfelt, be grateful, be happy. And be honest to yourself, and everything will be well. So if you'd like a private reading with me, just go down to the website, check out what I've got on offer. And I would love to hear from you. And remember, if you haven't done so already and you feel the need, then please like, share and subscribe. And I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.